So today we're back with another rebuild and we're going to be doing the Baltimore Orioles, but I have a couple things to talk about before we actually get into the video. The first thing is, I know I promised you guys a double upload yesterday, but by the time you guys hit the like goal of 600 likes, it was around 7 o'clock, and it would have been tough for me to get you a good upload up to like that night. So I'm going to give you a double upload today, just no matter what. So even if you guys only like the video, there's only one like on the video, I'm still gonna give you a double upload. So with that being said, there's that first thing. The second thing is, you guys did notice in the Padres rebuild I used a different roster. I thought it was an interesting roster, different ratings and stuff like that, but I didn't like it. You guys didn't like it, so we're gonna go back to the default roster on MLB The Show. And the final thing is, one of you guys commented that I should do a poll in every single rebuild for you guys to choose the team for the next rebuild, and I thought that was a great idea. Yes, I do pay attention to all the comments. I may not respond to every single one of you, but I do read almost every single comment that you guys post on the videos. So with that being said, in the top right corner, there's going to be a poll for a team that you guys can vote for the next video. So there's like 4 or 5 different options up there. Go and pick a team. So that's about it, guys. Let's hop into today's Baltimore Orioles rebuild. If you do enjoy it, thumbs up down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes on today's video if you do enjoy rebuilds. And the more likes that this video has, that means you guys are still enjoying them and you want to see some more of it. If you're new to the channel and enjoy MLB The Show content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And in the comment section down below, let me know one player you've used in franchise that has let you down this year. Who's that one player that you traded for or that you signed and they just let you down so bad in franchise and you just regret it and you're going to avoid them for the rest of the year? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, all social media links are down below: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Go and give them a follow if you haven't yet, and also go and follow my Twitch channel. We've been spending so much time just doing March to October franchise Diamond Dynasty grinds. So if you guys want to come hang out while we just chill, talk baseball, talk about MLB The Show, go follow my Twitch so you're notified whenever I do go live. That's about it, guys. Let's get into today's video. So when you look at the Orioles, you guys can see pitching is a big question mark. We need a lot of it. Even in the bullpen, not a lot of good rated players, so we definitely need to pick up something anywhere, any way we can get them. Even the closer, Michael Givens, just isn't that great, so we're just gonna completely need to overhaul this pitching staff. Adley Rutschman does look like the best catcher coming through the system, but I still think he's like 2 or 3 seasons away before he's MLB ready. First base, you got the horrible contract of Chris Davis. You have a couple other players, but it's still really tough to find MLB ready talent that's really going to make an impact in the lineup. Second base, Ramon Urias. You got Pat Valleca. Still pretty tough to make a good lineup with these players. Third base, Renato Nunez isn't terrible. Hanser Alberto, possibly Rio Ruiz, but most of these guys are looking like platoon options in my eyes. Shortstop, I think Jose Iglesias is really the only one that would probably make the lineup on a couple other teams. So for now, shortstop isn't my biggest concern. Left field, Anthony Santander, another player I'm okay with being in left field. Center field, we definitely need to upgrade that. Austin Hayes isn't terrible, but I definitely want a better option. And right field, Trey Mancini. Hopefully he does recover from his off-field issues that he's currently having. I know he's having some medical issues, but he looks like I want to move him to first. I think that's going to fit him a little bit better, and I think we need a new right fielder. But Trey Mancini is definitely a player I want to build this team around. So when you look at the roster as a whole, it's pretty disappointing. Even the farm system isn't that great. There's not a lot of promising players there. Really, it's just Adley Rutschman. So we're going to have to sign some players. We're going to have to trade some players with some of the players that have potential, which is kind of tough to work with. So we're going to have to figure something out. Let's go make some moves. So I've made a few free agent signings. You guys can see all the contracts that are on screen now. All of them are prospects, so we'll go look at that third baseman, center fielder, and closing pitcher. But we also signed Yasiel Puig for a 2-year deal, with the second year being a club option. The first one is Johnny Rowan, a closing pitcher. Looks really solid already. B potential, definitely could be a player in the 3rd season. Center field, Johnny Hill looks amazing as well. Good hitting stats, pretty solid fielding as well. Just looks really well rounded. Could be a center fielder for us in season 2 or season 3. The last one is Michael Ramirez, who looks like he could be a player that hops into the lineup right away. 26 years old. I think he'd be fighting for a spot with Renato Nunez and Hanser Alberto. So we might be having a little bit of a challenge. Maybe even move one of these guys somewhere else on the field. Who knows? With the addition of what is it? Michael Ramirez. I forgot his name already. I'm going to get rid of Alex Cobb, whose contract is atrocious, as well as one of our top pitching prospect in Cole Stewart. His per nines are just too low. He's not going to be MLB ready anytime soon. So I'm going to get rid of him, Renato Nunez, and Alex Cobb, whose contract is gross. For Twins ace Jose Barrios, this is a big pickup for us. All right, I've made two other signings in free agency, Brett Pinto and Colin McHugh. Both of them look pretty solid. Colin McHugh, a good relief option for us. Again, a 2-year deal with the club option and a catching prospect that actually looks pretty solid. He's going to be our backup, so I'll show you what he looks like. He might actually be in the minors right now. So Brett Pinto, 24 years old, 70 overall. I think he's a good backup for now. I mean, we got a crazy amount of catchers, but for now, I think he's going to be a good backup. Like I said, we'll let Adley Rutschman just develop a little bit more until he's ready to take over in that spot. And then obviously we brought in Colin McHugh as well, 77 overall. Stats look really good. Could actually be a decent little arm for us. So this is what we're looking like for the starting rotation and bullpen. I didn't want to make too many changes right now because, I mean, the team's bad as it is. And I feel like a lot of these players can just go when their contracts are over and we can just spend the money somewhere else. So, and at the same time, I want to see if some of these players are glitchy and if we can get keep some of them and then kind of build around them. So we'll see how things go. I think the addition of Puig, we have Mancini at first, maybe Jose Iglesias is pretty good, maybe Santander. I think there are going to be a couple glitchy players. We'll just have to see where they come. When you look at the budget, not too many big contracts. We only have Chris Davis to worry about. So hopefully he retires at the end of the year, and that would actually open up a lot of money and we'd be able to spend big. So season 1, we'll see how it goes. So let's take a look at our draft picks for season 1, and I'm excited because some of them look really, really good, including this one, Buster Dyson, 74 overall, third baseman. Look at his stats already. I have a feeling this guy's definitely going to feature in this rebuild. You got Andrew Braswell, who's just under 70 overall, but has 87 potential. We got Josh Edney, 62 overall, 79 potential. 57 overall for Anton Hernandez with 84 potential. We got 75 potential for Alfredo Coronado. And then the last one is Israel Santana, who's 58 overall and has 77 potential. And then this guy has 44 potential. Yeah, that's right, 44 potential. But these top picks right here, Dyson, Braswell, and Hernandez look really good. I'm glad we drafted them. Pretty solid draft. So the season ends, and it actually wasn't as bad as I would have thought it was going to be. 68 and 94. I mean, close to 70 wins. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting within the 50s. I was expecting really bad. So let's see how we did. Let's see. We actually had an award, which is kind of mind-blowing. But standings-wise, we weren't last, which is a huge win. We're ranked 27th, so we are ranked pretty low. But for the most part, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's not terrible. You guys can see some of the league leaders. I know most of you guys just want to see doubles, triples, home runs, and stuff like that, RBIs. So you kind of get an idea there. For the awards, let's take a look, see what we won. We got Rookie of the Year, Michael Ramirez, that guy we signed from free agency. So we might have a little bit of a gem in there. So Mike Trout and Acuna MVPs. You got Cy Young of DeGrom and Chris Sale, who actually just had Tommy John or is about to have Tommy John, which is crazy to think about. So Red Sox are looking pretty rough right now. You got Grandal and Reynolds are batting title winners. Reliever Nick Birdie and Taylor Rogers. Rookie of the Year Michael Ramirez and Monte Harrison. So I'm interested to see how the team performed. Jose Barrios, those are stats I want to see. I like that. Perfect. John Means, there we go. As a 2, 3, maybe even a 4 in the lineup, that's pretty solid. Wade LeBlanc went from a 70 to a 59. What? And even those his stats for the season, not terrible. Wojciechowski, not atrocious, but I definitely want to see if we can find better pitching. That's what it comes down to. And Akin, not bad, or Aiken, Clay Aiken, whatever he is. Ty Block wasn't the best in long relief. Richard Blyer struggled. Sean Armstrong wasn't terrible. Colin McHugh, I definitely probably bring him back for at least one more year. Tanner Scott was pretty bad. Paul Fry, same thing. And Michael Givens wasn't bad, so we might be able to work with McHugh and Givens, but the rest of the guys in the bullpen probably need to go. Looking at the bench, Hanser Alberto kind of split time on the bench and also starting. He wasn't great, so he'll probably be a player I let walk, and we'll try to find somewhere else or somebody else. Chris Davis, pretty bad. Rio Ruiz wasn't terrible, So as a platoon option, I'd be okay with keeping him around. Andrew Velasquez and Brett Pinto. Rookie season for Pinto. We'll see if he develops. Jose Iglesias, not as good as I would have hoped. So again, a player I might let walk. Ramon Urias, 15 home runs. Okay. On base percentage sitting around 300. OPS is a little low. So not great, not terrible. So if nothing else pops up, we'll just keep him. Puig, the average is low, but 21 home runs isn't bad. On base percentage under 300, it's kind of worrying. OPS is low as well. So maybe we bring him back just for one more year, see what happens. Trey Mancini, that's what I want to see. 35 home runs, 30 doubles. On base percentage at 356, OPS at 881. Love it. That's what I want to see. Dwight Smith Jr. at just under 70 overall had a pretty good year. High on base percentage, OPS is pretty high. 21 home runs, 15 doubles. I might be able to work with that as a DH. Anthony Santander hopefully develops a little bit more because that's a pretty subpar season. Austin Hayes in center, actually not bad. You know what? We might have someone there, but again, I'm pretty disappointed in a lot of these players. Michael Ramirez though, 31 doubles, 21 home runs, 815 OPS, almost at 880 OPS, which isn't correct. Actually, pretty solid season. So when you look at Mancini, Smith Jr., and Michael Ramirez, we got 3 key players in the lineup going forward, and then we can definitely build around those 3 guys. So, okay, I think we're in a good spot. The Yankees defeat the Dodgers, and let's get into it. Let's see what we can do with this team. I definitely want to spend some cash for sure. Wade LeBlanc retired, but not Chris Davis, so that does kind of hurt us a little bit. Exclusive negotiations. I am gonna pick up this option. Same with McHugh, and then Jose Iglesias. I'll spend the money somewhere else. Arbitration wise, it's probably gonna be Mancini, Barrios, Givens, and Santander. The rest of the guys I'm most likely gonna let walk unless I can't find anybody in free agency, and I need to make sure we have enough players on the roster. When we look at contracts, John Means, yes. Michael Ramirez, 100%. Johnny Hill, Austin Hayes, yes. Rowan, Paul Fry, 4.34 ERA. You know what? I might give him another season. And then not Velasquez. I don't think he's going to be good. We might keep him just for a trade piece. And then Tanner Scott, definitely not. Looking at free agency, we definitely have some areas we can improve. Like I said, Ramon Urias is good, but maybe DJ LeMahieu would really help this team. Maybe pick up a better pitcher to help with the squad, some bullpen help. Catcher, I think we're okay. First base, yes. Third base, we got Michael Ramirez. Shortstop, ooh, maybe it's Andrelton Simmons. Kind of crazy, but he might be a good option. Left field, Santander, we'll give him one more year. Center field, George Springer, maybe. I said I want to spend some money, but at the same time, I want to make sure we have money to build. So we'll see what we can do. Going to the Diamondbacks for some starting pitching help, or for a starting pitcher, basically what I'm trying to say. We're going for Luke Weaver of the Diamondbacks for Dylan Tate, Hunter Harvey, and Chance Sisco. Luke Weaver looks like a good 2, maybe 3 in our rotation. So I think it's a good pickup. If it was a different roster, Mountcastle was actually rated a lot higher because I know he's actually one of the top prospects in the Orioles system. I wouldn't be trading him. We're also going to trade Billy Snowden and then Paul Fry for another lefty in Jesse Biddle. The stats besides the walks per 9 look really, really good. And with 45 stamina, I think he's going to be our long reliever. So let's take a look at the team because there were a few changes. You guys can see with our starting lineup, Alec Bettinger was a Rule 5 pick, so that's how we got him. And then with Jesse Biddle, we're going to throw him here. We brought in Petit for 1 season. We'll see how it goes. He's old, so I'm assuming he's going to drop in rating really quickly. David Hernandez, a 2-year deal. I think the second year was a club option. Soria is a 1-year deal. Again, an aging player. We'll see how he holds up. And Brandon Morrow, again, another aging player. We did a 2-year deal with the second-year club option just in case he does well and we can keep him for another season. When we look at our lineup, though, we brought in DJ Gregorius, kind of the same situation. 2-year deal. If he does well, we keep him. If not, just let him walk. Puig, Mancini, Ramirez, Urias, Hayes, Santander, Dwight Smith, and then Brett Pinto. On the bench, you guys can see these guys. CPU picked these guys in the Rule 5. Actually, all the Rule 5 picks that I showed you, that's what the CPU did. Our farm system looks decent with Rutschman and Dyson, along with Johnny Hill. So we definitely have some players who could potentially feature in the 3rd season, and I'm gonna do a 4th season just so that we can get some of those prospects involved. Our budget's still looking pretty healthy, so I do want to make a trade. I think I'm gonna leave the bullpen alone, same with the starting rotation, but the lineup is an area I definitely want to improve on. So an area I'm looking at is center field. I know we do have Johnny Hill, who realistically I think he might be more of a second baseman. Like 64 fielding's okay. We could also throw him in left if Anthony Santander doesn't do well, but I think we definitely could use a new center fielder, so let's go and try and get one. We're gonna trade Josh Rogers, a player in the Rule 5 draft that we got, Ben Ruda and Austin Hayes, for Brian Reynolds of the Pirates. He hit 349 last year, had an on-base percentage of 412 and an OPS of 956. That is what we need. We need a good switch hitting center fielder. Brian Reynolds fits perfectly. All right, so this is a huge shock. We made the postseason 92 and 70. Are you kidding me? How? Alrighty, so as you can see, we have a Gold Glove. That was our only award. Mike Trout and Acuna MVP again. Scherzer, Cy Young, Paxton. Batting title was Devers as well as Juan Soto. And then you got reliever of the year, Sean Doolittle and Roberto Osuna. Rookie of the year went to Elvis Vizcaíno and Adonis Medina. Okay. We did have a couple league leaders. I accidentally skipped them. It was Brandon Morrow had the most saves, and the most stolen bases went to Michael Ramirez, which is huge. He's looking like a really good pickup. When we look at our division, we were behind by 12 games, 19th in the league, but we somehow snuck out a wild card spot. So I'm gonna take it. I don't know how, but we did. Jose Barrios, the ERA is a little high, but the whip looks good. He pitched 200 innings. I'm still cool with that. Luke Weaver looks like a really solid option, especially in that 2 spot. John Means is going to be a great 3. So we got 1, 2, 3 set up. This Alec Bettinger guy looks really solid as well. So it looks like we just need a 5. I don't think we have anybody in the farm system, but I definitely think we should be in a good spot. Jesse Biddle wasn't terrible in that long relief role at all. Like, actually a really good season. Petit, very solid. Not going to bring him back, but really good there. David Hernandez, not as good as I would have hoped. Colin McHugh starting to fall off. Joaquim Soria was pretty solid, but I probably won't bring back any of these guys just because of how old they are, and they're going to decrease very, very quickly. Michael Givens was okay, but he's not really a setup guy. He's more of a closer, so I might look to trade him, get something in return. And Brandon Morrow was fantastic. I might try to sneak one more season out of him. We'll have to wait and see. Especially since we do have a couple relievers in the farm system that we can look out for. We have Chu Min, who looks amazing. And then we also have Johnny Rowan, who we did sign. So we do have a couple options we could bring up if we really wanted to. Looking at our lineup on the bench, Rio Ruiz wasn't bad. I brought in Kurt Suzuki as a backup and JT Riddle as a backup as well. They didn't really play much. Looking at our farm system though, Buster Dyson looks very, very good. I might wait one more year before we bring him up. Johnny Hill though, he might be the starting second baseman going forward. Adley Rutschman might be the starting catcher as well. Brian Reynolds, fantastic leadoff guy. Look at those stats. Fantastic. That's what I want. Yasiel Puig had a bit of a bounce back year. Everything went up, which is good to see. I still probably won't bring him back though. I think we could get a little bit better in right field. Trey Mancini, amazing season. Amazing, amazing, amazing. He is the face of the franchise for sure. Michael Ramirez is looking like a fantastic pickup out of the free agent pool. Like 20 home runs, 40 doubles, 31 stolen bases. He looks fantastic. That many stolen bases and I'm covering it, but 51 speed? Are you kidding me? Ramon Urias, he is 81 overall, but I think moving the center fielder Johnny Hill to second base is the move for sure. And then we got Didi Gregorius, who actually had a pretty good year. I might bring him back for another season. 27 home runs, 28 doubles, on base percentage of 329, 814 OPS. That's a good season. Santander, he's getting better. So let's ride the storm for one more season with him. Dwight Smith, kind of the same thing. Potential went down, but not a bad season. The OPS was around 800, so wasn't terrible. And Brett Pinto is going to be our backup catcher, so not bad. We have money to spend. Let's see how we do with this wild card game, and hopefully we win. That'd be awesome. Like, just at least get past that first step of the playoffs. What a way to get this rebuild going, especially in the second season. That would be amazing. So here we are. So far it's kind of quiet. They do have Whit Merrifield. I saw that new addition. Anybody else? No, it looks like a standard Indians squad. It's just Whit Merrifield's there, which is actually a pretty good addition for that squad. We have one hit throughout this entire game, but Barrios is pitching really well, and Brian Reynolds gives us the lead. What a way to get on the board. So here we go. We're still doing well. A double by Dwight Smith. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do anything with it. And Barrios gets out of it, probably done after the 8th inning. Emmanuel Clase comes in, who's got gas. We're going to take him out. We're going to go to Brandon Morrow, and hopefully he can shut the door. He does. We're taking on the Yankees. What a way to advance. So we'll go like that. Like that. We're even going to put Aiken here, and then we'll just rock with the 5-man. So let's see, going into the series against the Yankees. So John Means is up, which means I want to go like this, like this, like this, and like that. Perfect. So it should be, everything should be set up now. Yeah, Weaver, we get the loss there. We take a loss there. And to be honest, if we lose here, I'm okay with it. We did really well. We made the postseason, and I want to build from here. So here we go. Yankees defeat the Braves. That's back-to-back World Series for them, which is insane to think about. And let's get into it. I'm excited. Chris Davis retired. More money to work with. Even better. Negotiations. Brandon Morrow. Let's try to squeeze one more season out of him. Michael Givens, I'm going to let walk. I'm just going to let him walk. I feel like we can get something better. A contract at $4.3 million for Didi Gregorius. He was a solid shortstop this season. And I'm going to let the rest of the guys go. Rio Ruiz had very limited appearances. He only is about $1 million anyways, but the rest, goodbye. I'd rather spend the money somewhere else, and I'm going to try to get a manager. So when we look at arbitration, you guys can see the ones that I did offer it to. It says offered. The only one I didn't do is JT Riddle. No point in bringing him back. When I look at contracts, I kind of feel like we're going to offer it to everybody. Ramon Urias, probably not. I feel like I'm going to move that center fielder. We have Johnny Hill to second base. I think that's really going to suit him, especially with his fielding being in the 60s. But he's also got some really good hitting stats, so I think it's time to move him to the MLB squad. When we take a look at free agency, we definitely have some good options for pitching. Scherzer, McCullers probably not. He usually doesn't do well in franchise. Maybe go crazy, get Kershaw for a season. Steven Matz is available. We really just need a 5, so spending big money probably not the best idea. So someone like Steven Matz might be a good pickup. When we look at bullpen options, we need a lot of them. So this is an area I'm going to look to try to acquire a lot of players. And then catcher, we have Rutschman. First base, Mancini. Second base, we're going to bring Johnny Hill. Third base, we have Michael Ramirez, who's looking like a great pickup. Shortstop, I definitely could spend money here. We still do have Didi Gregorius, so it's not like a huge necessity, but I definitely could do that. Left field could use a little bit of an upgrade. Santander's good, but he hasn't been amazing. And then obviously right field is an area we could use a starter as well. So money will be spent this offseason. It just all depends on what we're going to be able to get. So we're in season 3, and oh man, have we turned this team into an absolute powerhouse. I have a feeling that there's nothing that's going to stop us. It is very good. In the budget, we've spent quite a bit of money, but I think we're still in a really good spot. So when you look at the team, we got Barrios, Weaver, Means. We brought in Steven Matz, and then obviously Alec Bettinger was really good last year. Let's see if he continues his good streak. Biddle, we brought in Doolittle. We brought up Chu Min. We kept Morrow. We brought in Nicasio on a 1-year deal. Ryan Presley came in, and then Dan Winkler came in as well. Winkler, I think, was like $8 million. Yeah, almost $8 million for the next 3 years. And Presley, I think, was around the same. Actually, way less, 5.5. That was a big pickup. So this is the team. Sean Doolittle was very low. It was only $3 million. I'd like that pickup a lot. So pitching-wise, huge upgrades to the squad. When we take a look at the lineup, we made some big splashes. So you guys can see our bench here. It looks pretty standard to what we have, but Michael Ramirez is going to be our leadoff hitter. I'm not too sure about that. We're going to go like that. But you guys see the big one, Francisco Lindor, max contract. I mean, there's no other way to get him. So then you got that. Michael Ramirez, Trey Mancini, Johnny Hill. I decided to go to the outfield, keep him in the outfield, move him to left because we do have Buster Dyson, who I'm going to make a second baseman, and I'm going to call him up next year because that's what we're going to need. We're going to need a new second baseman. So you guys can see Johnny Hill is going to play there. Didi Gregorius, I moved him to second base as well just for this season because I felt like we needed a second baseman after we acquired Lindor, and then we can just let Buster Dyson come up next season and he'll be our second baseman. Yasiel Puig was brought back on a one-year deal because I felt like there were no really other options in right field that I felt comfortable bringing to the squad, and I didn't want to spend a stupid amount of money on someone like Michael Conforto or Jorge Soler. So Yasiel Puig, I think it was like $5 million. One-year deal will be okay. Santander is going to be the DH, and then obviously Adley Rutschman's come up and he's going to be our catcher. So like I said, budget wise, we're still sitting around $1 million, which is pretty comfortable. And then when you look at what we have to worry about, Barrios is the big one. That's really the only one I'm freaking out about, along with Mancini. Everybody else I think we definitely can work with, and I think we're in a good spot. So Mancini and Barrios we're gonna have to pay. Outside of that, I think we're set. So season 3, here we go. Let's see how it plays out. All right, September is about to end, and look at this, 99-63. We won the division, taking on the Astros in the division series. Gotta love it. That's what I want to see. This team is looking good. League leaders wise, we got John Means with the best win percentage, and I'll show you guys the stats really quick just so you guys can get an idea of who won the at-bats, who had the best doubles, home runs, triples, all that good stuff. If you guys need to pause it at any time, feel free to do so. Check out those stats that you see. But whew, awards wise, what do we got? Trey Mancini and Lindor with the Gold Glove. Trout won it again, and then Bellinger wins MVP. Cy Young for DeGrom and Giolito, and then the batting titles go to those guys, Brantley and Blackmon. Reliever of the year, Wander Suero and Osuna, and then Rookie of the year, DJ Peters and Michael Bush. So okay, the standings, we won the division by 11 games. We're the 4th ranked team in baseball. And let's take a look at pitching. Barrios still sitting around that high 3 ERA. It may not be the best, but he's still getting the job done. Luke Weaver's very solid outing throughout the entire season. Wins and losses are about the same, but that ERA and that whip, we definitely like to see that. John Means, fantastic season. Definitely had to be in the conversation for the Cy Young Award. Steven Matz, I'll take that as a 4 starter, and even Alec Bettinger as a 5 starter. I'll take that any day of the week. Jesse Biddle, fantastic long reliever so far. Love seeing those stats. Doolittle, pretty solid. Dropped overall wise, but still a very good year. Chu Min, I'll take that for your rookie season. Brandon Morrow, gotta love it. Juan Nicasio struggled, but you know what? One bullpen arm that struggles, I'm not gonna freak out. Ryan Presley, ooh, look at that year. Absolutely insane. And Daniel Winkler, only 3 blown saves, a whip at 1.17 and a 1.99 ERA. That is absolutely amazing. Our bench did really well. Smith, Alberto, Ruiz. I mean, I'll take that for sure. Let's take a look at our farm system. Buster Dyson's up to an 85. He is definitely going to be our starting second baseman next year. No doubt about it. We got Reynolds, who again hit above 300 in the leadoff spot. The power numbers weren't as good, you know, a few less home runs, a few less doubles, but still a fantastic year. Francisco Lindor hit above 300, 31 home runs, 35 doubles, and OPS at 911. You gotta love that. Michael Ramirez has started to decrease a little bit, but the power numbers still there. 27 home runs, 20 doubles. But it looks like he kind of hit his peak in the low 80s. So maybe his run with the squad is slowing down and he might need to be replaced. Trey Mancini, great season, fantastic season. Holy cow, 48 home runs, insane. Johnny Hill in his rookie season, you know what? The average may not be the best, the OPS may not be the best, but 14 home runs and 28 doubles, I definitely think we can grow from there. His potential says he's gone down, but I definitely think he'll still sit around the mid 80s. Didi Gregorius had a great year. 31 home runs, 22 doubles. To be honest, we could keep him and then maybe let Michael Ramirez be a platoon option and bring Buster Dyson up to play third, which was his natural position. Puig, pretty disappointing. I'm assuming his on-base percentage was around 300, but definitely expect a little bit better. Santander, you know, very consistent, mid-teens for home runs. And Adley Rutschman in his debut season, fantastic. I'm not too sure why his potential went down. So fantastic year for the team. Gotta love it. Like great seasons. Great season for like everybody on the team. And going into this series against the Astros, Kershaw, it doesn't matter, we won. We lost the next game though. and we lose this one. So we definitely got to play it. We got to figure out how we can get past this Astros squad, because I don't want to get knocked out again in the same round of the postseason. So here we go. What can we do against the squad? Okay. All right. 2-0 deficit. Not the best start. But here we go. I mean, we're in some trouble. 3-0. And unless we get some runs quickly, I think that might be it. So Steven Matz is gonna be done, and yikes, we're in a little bit of trouble. 8-0 now, and unless we can score like 10 runs right here, I think this might be it for us. I'm gonna bring in Morrow, simulate the inning, swing, get some runs, anything. At least we weren't shut out. There we go. And we have one more inning to try to get 7 runs. That's it. Dang, that's a rough postseason for sure. Dodgers defeat the Astros, so at least the Yankees didn't win, but we definitely need something to change, because we're getting there. We're getting close. We're just not getting that. We just don't have that little oomph to get us over that tough last step. So here we go. Exclusive negotiations, 100%. I just want whatever he wants, he can have it. Just throw him crazy money. We'll go like that. Jose Barrios is going to be the same way. We're going to just make sure he gets paid as well. Give him the money that he wants. And then Didi Gregorius was fantastic. Great season. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to hold off just for now. And then I'm going to let everybody else walk, because I know we need to spend some money. And let me see what I can find here. Arbitration wise, I gave it to everybody, because most of them are either bench players or they're actually in the starting lineup. And then when we look at contracts, again, I'm just going to offer it to everybody here. Might as well keep the roster full. Free agency wise, the big areas, both of these guys I really hope stay with the team. If not, there are other options to go for. Jameson Taillon, Severino, Clevinger. Closing wise, I think the bullpen was really solid. I don't think we really need to upgrade anybody. We did lose Morrow and Doolittle, so we do need 2 options, so I'll have to find some there. Catchers wise, we got Rutschman. First base, if Mancini doesn't come back, we could go for Josh Bell or Max Muncy, both really good options. Second base, I do want to go with Buster Dyson, but then third base, Michael Ramirez did seem like he's starting to cool off. So do we go after someone like a Michael Franco or a Miguel Sano, or do we go like the cheap option, bring back Didi Gregorius, and then try to go like for a trade for a third baseman, since we do have a couple like high-rated potential players that we could trade. So shortstop, we're set. And then the outfield, I think we're good as well. I might try to pick up a little budget option for right field unless we use Santander. So we have options. We have players we could trade. So we'll see what we can do. Alrighty, final season, and we have probably the best team in baseball, hands down. We'll take a look at our budget real fast. You guys can see we've definitely pushed it to the limit. And when you look at, not free agents, but the league and the standings, we're #1 in baseball, which it makes sense, because when you're going to take a look at this team, it's really good. Barrios, Weaver, Means, Matz, Bettinger. You got Biddle, Rowan, which was that guy we signed in the first year in free agency. Min, Neris, Whitgren, Presley, and Winkler. Neris is a 1-year deal. You guys can see that $3 million. And then you got Whitgren, who I signed on a 2-year deal, $5.5 million. So everybody's kind of locked up for like the next couple seasons, which is kind of crazy. And then you look at our bench, it's been a pretty standard bench that we've had throughout the entire rebuild. And then Brian Reynolds, Lindor, Tyler Naquin, who's got some really good stats. He's going to be our right fielder. You can see he's making quite a bit of money. And then we have Mancini. Johnny Hill is going to be left field as per usual. Michael Ramirez is going to play third base. I thought about trading him, but I was looking around for other options, and I really wanted Yoan Moncada, but he's just too hard to trade for, and we just can't really get him. So that was unfortunate. Buster Dyson's going to play second base for us. Anthony Santander is going to be our DH once again, and then Adley Rutschman's going to round it all off at catcher. So again, I love the team. When you look at the budget, really the one player we'd have to worry about losing is Ryan Presley, but at the age of 34, he's probably going to decrease, and we could probably get somebody else. Luke Weaver is also a big free agent possibility that we would lose. If necessary, probably would trade Tyler Naquin and then just try to get a cheaper outfield option. So in when you look at it in the long term, the team's still pretty much set up for really good success for what, 3, 4, 5 seasons. So I like where we're where we're at with this team. I want to see how we can do in this final year of the rebuild. So let's play it out. Hopefully we can get past that first round of the playoffs. All right, so we're in September and the season's going okay, but I definitely think it could be a little bit better. If we don't hit 90 wins here, I don't think we're making the postseason, which would be a huge underachievement with this team. And 93 wins, 69 losses, and we don't make the postseason in the last year. That just goes to show, even if you have a really good team, you could still get absolutely destroyed or screwed by RNG that happens in franchise. So you guys can see the league leaders. I'll go through them kind of quickly, kind of slow, so you guys can see them. But that is a huge disappointment. We were ranked one of the best teams in baseball, and we couldn't even make the postseason, which is, I guess I could have went for a little bit better pitching, but I thought we had a really good team. Gold gloves across the team, but that's not good enough. You know, like, we need to score runs, and we just didn't do something right. And we'll take a look at what it was when we get there. So standings wise, we finished 3rd, and we missed out on the wild card by 3 games, and we're the 4th ranked team in baseball. So let's see what happens. Barrios, not bad. Weaver definitely kind of fell off. You know, he wasn't his most consistent self. You know, John Means still doing well. Matz fell off, and then Bettinger was still pretty good. Biddle was solid. Rowan was good. Min, Neris, Whitgren was a little high, but still a pretty good year. Presley, okay. And then Winkler. So, I mean, ERAs, whips went up, but for the most part, still pretty consistent with the pitching. So I wonder if, like, even though we have a very good team, like, the bench definitely underperformed. Brian Reynolds, still a fantastic year. 333, 24 home runs. I was like 45 doubles, like insane. Lindor still hit 43 home runs, over 100 RBIs, 36 doubles, a 921 OPS. Tyler Naquin had a good year, 26 home runs, 34 doubles, 806 OPS. Trey Mancini, like, he's been the man of the hour this entire rebuild. Fantastic season. Johnny Hill, he's starting to show that he can ball. 89 overall, 22 home runs, 30 doubles, 283 average, and an 844 OPS. Michael Ramirez, pretty similar to, okay, like, power numbers are going down for him, but still a decent year. Buster Dyson in his rookie year, like, not terrible at all. Santander, almost 30 home runs. Like, he's going up. Like, he just hit his prime. Like, he's about to go off and become a top player. And then Adley Rutschman, he had a good year as well. So even though we had a great year throughout the entire team, yeah, there were a couple players that did underperform, but for the most part, everybody did really well. It just seems like everybody else in the league got better as well. So it was just a super competitive league. I mean, 3 teams in the East had 90 wins, 2 teams in the Central, and then 2 teams in the West. Like, it is a very tight race, and I can see why we missed the postseason. We just weren't good enough. Like, we could have gotten better, probably distributed money a little bit better, and unfortunately, that's just how the rebuild ends. 4 seasons, we only made the postseason twice, and we couldn't even make it past the ALDS once. So disappointing. I still think we turned this Orioles team around and made it a very good team. Like, just one of the best in baseball. Like, that is what you can do with this Orioles team, and I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Again, guys, I'll see you guys later. We're going to be doing a double upload, and if you're new to the channel, enjoy MLB content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon next to it, and turn on all notifications so you're notified whenever a video does go live. And in the comment section, let me know one player that you've traded for or signed that has just really ruined your franchise. Who was the worst player that you've acquired so far this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. On screen now are 2 videos, my most recent and also one that I'm just going to randomly pick from one of the uploads from MLB The Show 20. If you haven't seen either of them, go and give them a watch, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.